Hi, I'm Jaden with Plot Engineer, and today in this review we're looking at the 1982 Hugo winner Downbelow Station by CJ Cherryh. So, what's the story? In a future where humanity is spread across the stars, building a series of space stations, a long-running conflict between the Earth Company and the breakaway human power called the Union threatens galactic survival. The novel centers on Pell Station, a vital neutral outpost orbiting the habitable world of Down Below, also known as Pell's World, which becomes overwhelmed by a flood of refugees as Union forces destroy or overrun other stations. Struggling with shortages, political tension, and internal rivalries among station administrators, Pell is caught between Earth's desperate military remnants and the Union forces seeking influence. How is the story told? Well, I'm a big fan of this novel and Cherryh in general. Down Below Station, like many of her novels, is a politically sophisticated work. The local government of the space station, Earth's company military fleet, and the colonial, almost post-human Union make move and counter-move against one another. Sometimes you have to follow the narrative a couple of layers deep until you can really understand why a certain individual or entity behaved the way it did, what it was trying to accomplish. It almost feels sometimes like you need a chart to take notes or to keep track of the lattice work of competing motivations that Cherryh constructs. Cherryh is also known for writing anthropological science fiction, where she pays a lot of attention to constructing believable alien cultures from scratch or extrapolating new human cultures that are foreign to Earth, that didn't originate on the planet Earth. In Down Below Station, we're introduced to the Hisa. These are the people of Pell, or the world that space station orbits. I don't find this species as interesting as some of Cherryh's later alien inventions, such as the Channer or the Ativi from the Foreigner series. What is compelling in this novel is the different human cultures, particularly the merchanters that she presents. These merchanters are families who live on the interstellar starships that ply the stars to conduct trade between the various human outposts scattered across space. And these groups are extremely tribal when it comes to protecting their own interests. What life is like aboard one of these starships, where everyone is part of an extended family, is further explored in further novels in this series, such as Merchanter's Luck, another recommend on my part. And yes, this book, Down Below Station, is part of a series, but it's not a series in the conventional sense where you follow the same group of characters and there's a prescribed reading sequence. The structure of the Alliance Union universe, as this series is named, is looser. Most of the books can be read in any order with a few exceptions. The main characters from one book might appear in minor roles in subsequent books, or even not at all. That being said, Down Below Station is an excellent and recommended starting point for this universe. One particular aspect of the novel I really enjoy, and this is something I'm not sure I've ever read of in any other science fiction novel, is the refugee crisis that's pictured. Cherryh handles this in a very mature, sophisticated manner. The refugees on Pell Station are fleeing war. In some instances, they've been forcibly removed from their former homes. They've endured terrible conditions while in transit, and they have to hope that this space station they've been brought to will be a safe place, even though it becomes the focus of ongoing hostilities between the Earth Company and the Union. These are all factors that map across real-life refugee crises, but seeing as this is science fiction, Cherryh takes it one step further. This refugee camp is on a fragile space station where a resource as simple and critical as oxygen is at a premium. Cherryh handles this pressure cooker of a situation with real verve. I will admit, despite my own fandom, Cherryh's writing might not be for every reader. The complexity of the story being told requires solid concentration. The plot may seem to unfold slowly, seeing as it's spread out across multiple characters, each with their own complex motivations. She also has a habit of writing in an intense or extremely focused third-person perspective. You're following each scene from a specific character in an almost stream of consciousness sort of way. You're sort of glued to the inside of that person's head for the duration of that scene. And when this happens, proper sentence structure and grammar can break down. And this is intentional for sure. It's a stylistic choice, but I can see why some readers might not resonate with it. At times, we could say the prose doesn't nicely flow across the reader's brain. All that being said, however, this is one of my favorite science fiction novels. It and others of Cherryh's works reward patient, focused reading. I rate Downbelow Station as a 8.5 out of 10, and I'm sure we'll return to additional reviews of other books in the series before too long. In the meantime, please remember to like and subscribe. I've been Jaden with Plot Engineer, and I'll see you next time.